now, fans, we'd like to introduce the officials for tonight's game. Would you please welcome Mr. Jeff Astles, Mr. Dave Maxson, and Mr. Rich Snellen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we would ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the Canadian National Anthem to be performed by Helen Hibbert. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Helen Hibbert. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello and welcome to Budweiser Gardens for this National Basketball League of Canada playoff game between the London Lightning and the visiting Orangeville A's. Good evening. My name is Marty Thompson. I'm joined, as always, by Chris Croucher for Game 1 of this Central Division semifinal series.
And what a great one we have on our hands here. The London Lightning taking on the Orangeville A's. And this is a case of two teams that kind of play a similar style, except one was much more successful than the other in the regular season. The Orangeville A's, of course, finished behind the London Lightning in the standings. They actually had mirrored records. The London Lightning 26-14, the Orangeville A's 14-26. But Orangeville has given London a fight in multiple games this year. The season series was 8-3 for the London Lightning. But those 3 games is all you need to win a series, and Orangeville has won 3 games before.
And we've seen a couple of very dominating performances from the Orangeville A's against London, specifically here at Budweiser Gardens, which we'll talk about a bit more later on. One big matchup to look out for tonight and throughout this entire series is going to be Justin Moss versus Stephen Maxwell.
Well, those are the two star players for each team, and they play a very similar style. They're all about providing an interior presence. Stephen Maxwell, more of a crasher banger, gets a lot of points off of putbacks, and just generally is a freak athlete who's able to dunk from pretty much anywhere inside the three-point line, it feels like. And he's going to have a really tough matchup on his hands with Justin Moss, who is every bit as dominant. He works really well off the pick and roll, better than a lot of players in NBL Canada do. And he gets a ton of rebounds too, although he doesn't necessarily need to get putbacks to get his points. And that makes him a very versatile and dynamic threat on the inside for the Orangeville A's. And kind of interesting fact in terms of London trying to defend Justin Moss. Only 5 times this season, Justin Moss was held under 10 points. 3 of those games were against the London Lightning. So London's going to have to do some more of that and make sure that Justin Moss doesn't become too much of a threat.
Justin Moss just coming onto the court as the Orangeville A's starting lineup is announced. It's Lewis Jackson, Jameson Tipping, Dominic Cheek, Justin Moss, and Tyrone Watson. We obviously talked about Justin Moss being an important player, but Chris, any other players that we should be looking out for on this A's squad?
Well, I think looking at the Orangeville A's, one of the things that they're going to need is to get some solid guard play from Lewis Jackson, and he's done a lot of it all season. He was one of the best passers in the league, and he's the guy that they're going to have come in and really be the floor general for this team and really run the offense. And if we say the X factor is whether or not London can shut down Justin Moss, the onus is going to be on Lewis Jackson to make sure he can find Moss and get him the ball and get Orangeville's offense into those positions where they can actually be dangerous.
Of course, Lewis Jackson with his season high for points came against the London Lightning, 25 in that contest. Looking towards the London Lightning, what do they have to do, Chris, to take down the Orangeville A's? Obviously, with the records and being first versus fourth, it would point towards a London lead. But as we've seen, Orangeville has given London trouble in the past.
Well, one of the things they're going to need to do is make sure they balance their defense. Orangeville plays a very similar style to London in that they use their three-point shooting to space out the center of the floor down in the key and really try to feed it down low to a guy like Justin Moss. But they need the three-point shots to go. So if you shut down Moss, or if Moss struggles, you're actually able to spread your defenders out to the three-point line and really kind of get rid of any spacing that those three-pointers can provide. So for Orangeville, it's making sure you take smart three-pointers. We've seen a couple of games where Orangeville, in their attempt to open up the offense in that way, will take challenge threes or just shots they really shouldn't be taking. They'll kind of play a little too much hero ball at times where a guy will try to go one-on-one. And I think what Orangeville can't fall into is that trap of chucking three after three after three. If the three isn't going, I think you're just going to have to force feed it to Justin Moss. But if you can get those three-pointers going, Justin Moss can work much more organically within the offense. And it makes Orangeville a much more dangerous team that way.
The trick with that, though, is London being the top three-point team in the league, Orangeville boasting the worst three-point defense in the league.
And that's why I say they can't fall into the trap of chucking threes, because London's going to come out firing three-pointers. And again, they've done it better than any other team in this league. So that's why it's going to be important for Orangeville that when London goes on those runs where they make all those three-pointers, they can't fall into the trap of trying to go shot for shot. They have to make sure they close up the defense, stop London from making those threes first, and make sure that those three-pointers work as a part of the offense and not as just, oh my, they made a three-pointer, I better go make one. They have to make sure a three-pointer fits organically into what they're trying to do.
That's a fantastic point because, and we've seen it with the A's against London this season, London being, getting out to that early lead, getting that gap, and Orangeville feels like they need to start shooting those threes. The times that they have beaten London, again, 3 times this year out of 11 tries, the three ball just worked for them, right? And you hate to be an Orangeville A's fan to think that that's what you need to do, but if London's going to shoot the lights out, you've got to hope for that little extra intangible for sure.
And I'm certainly not saying don't shoot three-pointers against London. You kind of have to. I'm just saying they have to make sure those three-pointers actually make sense. You can't just throw a three-pointer for the sake of London made one, so now we have to go out there and make one. They've got to make sure that when they take that three, it's a smart shot and it's a shot that's actually makeable. Because there was the last game they were here in London, I found there were a lot of shots where Orangeville, they weren't wise shots. They were just taking a three. And in fact, in the last time that they were here at Bud Gardens, when the London Lightning had a huge fourth quarter, and the Orangeville A's outplayed London in the first 3 quarters. But what happened was London made a bunch of three-pointers in that fourth quarter, and Orangeville, rather than continuing to do what they were doing so well all game long, started trying to go shot for shot. They lost their focus. And I think that's something that they cannot do under any circumstances. Try to go shot for shot with the Lightning. They've had trouble falling into that trap. They have to make sure they get their buckets intelligently.
Starting lineup for the London Lightning: Nick Okori, Akeem Scott, Garrett Williamson, Stephen Maxwell, and finally Akeem Wright. The London Lightning coming off of a 113-107 win over the Windsor Express here at Budweiser Gardens. Now that was on Saturday. In that game, we didn't see any Nick Okori or Akeem Scott.
Well, again, London was trying to rest those guys because they knew the playoff matchup was set. They didn't really need them, though, and that speaks to the depth that London has, that they were constantly able to have those guys come in and provide offense without needing Nick O'Corey and Akeem Scott. I mean, Tyshawn Patterson ran the point all night, and he did a wonderful job. In fact, I think that was one of his most complete games. And if they can get that kind of an effort throughout the game, that just sounds great for London.
London versus Orangeville, game 1 of this divisional semifinal here at Budweiser Gardens. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. Decent crowd on hand for a Monday night. The only Monday night game the London Lightning have played all season. That obviously includes home games as well. They're all on their feet, awaiting the first points for the London Lightning in this playoff series. Just the one other series kicking off tonight, the Niagara River Lions and Windsor Express. We'll try to keep you updated on that contest in Windsor as it continues. But for now, it's London versus Orangeville. As we mentioned before, London won the season series 8-3. Pretty handedly, but as we mentioned before, the Orangeville A's were able to snap a 9-game losing skid here at Budweiser Gardens in a game that saw the A's almost completely dominate London in pretty much every facet of the game. So this Orangeville A's team has grown over the season. They've added a couple players like Tyrone Watson, and they've got some players back from injury, which we'll get to with Rick Bodiford. They really have grown and definitely improved as a team.
I think Tyrone Watson's a guy you want to watch in this game too. He's an absolute pit bull for the Orangeville A's, and he's going to be able to get a lot of the rough baskets, and by playing that physical game, he's able to keep Justin Moss clean.
And there's the matchup there, Stephen Maxwell versus Justin Moss here at tip-off. London versus Orangeville. You ready to go?
Yep. Big tip-off coming up.
I'm ready to go as well. London versus Orangeville, and Orangeville will win the tip-off and get possession with Lewis Jackson taking the ball up the court. Garrett Williamson being drawn out to this left side. Justin Moss setting the pick. Quite a bit of space up top. He'll switch it over to Tipping. Tipping up against a Corey. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Watson is dispossessed, and now here comes Akeem Wright. Waiting for a bit of movement. He'll switch it into the corner. Akeem Scott for 3. He's got it.
Perfect start there for the London Lightning. They get the steal on defense just from some good awareness, and I believe it was Akeem Wright left his man to make that pick, and then they go right down the floor, and Akeem Scott gets a 3. And Orangeville tries to answer, but they can't.
As you mentioned before, Jameson Tipping couldn't quite get that three-pointer. Now here's Garrett Williamson with possession. Akeem Scott with it again, and they're going to blow it down. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. London out to an early 3-0 lead here on the Orangeville A's. The A's getting set on the inbound there. Bounce pass, and they're underway here. Lewis Jackson once again taking it up, the Purdue grad. Averaging around 7 assists per game, which is pretty significant, but you know, when you look at a couple of the other players on this Orangeville A's team, specifically Daquan Brooks leading the league with 8 assists per game, that's Tyrone Watson draining that one at the hoop.
Well, one of the things Orangeville does well is they work the ball around, and almost everyone gets a touch before they actually go for the shot. And we saw on that play, too, just some good ball movement from the Orangeville A's, and it opens up Watson down low.
This is Williamson down low. He gets a shot off over top of Dominic Cheek to get his first points on the night.
Garrett Williamson had a nice bounce-back game. He's been injured most of the year, but Saturday night against Windsor, he had a nice little bounce-back, got his feet under him. He's going to be a key figure for this London Lightning team.
Only featured in 15 games this regular season. Justin Moss drops 2. Expect to see that quite a bit more tonight. Nick O'Corey with possession. As we mentioned, he didn't play in the game on Saturday after accumulating his amount of technical fouls. This is Akeem Scott for 3. He misses it. And it's collected here by the A's in the form of Dominic Cheek. Fending off Scott. Gets the shot off. It's tipped out of bounds. And it's going to go Orangeville way. 16 seconds on the shot clock. 9:50 left in this first quarter. Orangeville in red, London in white. Game 1 of this Central Division semifinal. It's a best of 5. Game 2 will take place here at Budweiser Gardens on Wednesday before the series shifts to Orangeville for 2 games. Of course, the fourth one if necessary, and then it would come back here to London on Thursday of next week. Ball's tipped by Wright. Williamson can't keep the ball in, so Orangeville will keep possession. 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, I think Williamson got some blinders there when he saw a loose ball in open court. He started running towards the hoop before the Lightning really secured it there.
Inbound cupping here from Tipping. The refs have a quick chat. Looks like Chris Thomas, Orangeville's coach, objecting to something there. This is Jackson trying to find a bit of space. He loses it. It's collected here by Maxwell.
Again, Maxwell showing his toughness on the inside. He kind of puts up a brick wall at times, and he can be a dominant defender.
Scott takes it up, and looks like there's going to be a foul against Lewis Jackson. So that's the first foul of the game. It goes Orangeville's way. 5-4. London with the lead here at 9:28 left in the first. You see Akeem Scott going to line, second in the team in scoring with 17 points per game, and plays the most per game as well for the Lightning, coming in at around 33 minutes per game. Misses that shot. Second shot's up, and it's good there from Scott. 6-4, London with the lead. A's with the ball. Tipping with it. Watson. He slips along the baseline.
I think Watson's hurt there.
Still on the ground there on the near side of the key. Is he writhing in pain?
I didn't actually see the contact clearly enough to say what's hurt, but maybe it's a Charlie horse, the way he's holding his thigh.
Well, it looks like there was a wet spot on that side, and he's up and he's okay, which is good for the Orangeville A's for sure. He's having a quick chat with the referee.
He's going to get himself in trouble here.
Again, 1 foul for Orangeville, 0 for the Lightning, and they will get possession here. Akeem Wright getting set on the inbound, as you can see on the left side of your screen. One of the ball boys there just wiping down the baseline. And Akeem Scott, the Jamaican national team member, will get things started here on the offensive side. This is Akeem Wright. Spins up against Tyrone Watson, kicks it out here to Akeem Scott up top. Gets the shot off at the top of the key, misses it, but he'll get the ball back. Fresh shot clock. Looks like Garrett Williamson tipped that ball out. Scott to Maxwell. Maxwell versus Moss. We talked about that before. Looks like Justin Moss won that battle. And now here come the Orangeville A's. Jameson Tipping up top to Jackson. Watson trying to set that pick down there. As you can see, Jackson getting that shot off, and it's good for 2.
If I'm the Orangeville A's, I'm giving Lewis Jackson the ball every single time I see Garrett Williamson as the guy guarding him. That's a big speed mismatch for the London Lightning. Jackson able to blow by Williamson. And just generally more shifty, too.
Scott for 3. He can't get it to go. It's collected here by Moss. Pretty tight game early. 8:23 left in the first. Jackson with it. Now to Dominic Cheek on this near side. Moss wants it. He's getting pushed out. See just past the three-point line there by Stephen Maxwell. Tipping. Moves the ball. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Great pass and a great finish.
Beautiful fake shot pass from Jameson Tipping there to find Justin Moss cutting. And that was a kind of a difficult layup there for Moss. He went right-handed on the left side of the hoop, but he was able to lay that one in for 2.
Scott takes it off to Akeem Wright for 3. It'll rim out. And now here come the A's, trying to get things done on the fast break there. Tipping was the intended target. Wright takes it all the way to the hoop. He gets it to go.
Orangeville a little out of control on the fast break there. Leads to 2 points for Akeem Wright. Great play there from the London Lightning.
Jackson, top of the key here. 7:30 left in the first. Dominic Cheek, corner 3. Misses it. And now here comes Scott with the London Lightning. Using his speed to try to get the ball to Garrett Williamson. He will succeed, and Williamson will draw a foul.
Williamson really good at getting to the free throw line. He can get teams in a lot of foul trouble. In fact, he's one of the top 3 for free throws in a game in NBL history with 20.
You see number 15 in white going to the line. Only 15 appearances to his name in the regular season, and London obviously did okay without him, but it'd be interesting to see what this team's record would be like if they had Williamson. You just consider how he dominated the league and in past years, and even in the limited minutes he had this season. Just a very, very effective player, a very tidy player as well. 21 points against Orangeville just at the end of April, and that was only the second time he eclipsed the 20-point plateau this season.
He's one of those guys, he's very different from the other players that the London Lightning have. He's more of a mid-range guy. You know, you've got Akeem Wright who can play in the post or shoot threes, or you've got Maxwell who can play in the post. You've got a Corey who can shoot threes, but they don't really have a lot of guys who play in that mid-range game. And that's kind of a game that's being phased out a bit, but as guys like Garrett Williamson show here and guys like DeMar DeRozan show in the NBA, there's still a spot for a guy that can make a mid-range jumper, as Lewis Jackson, somehow not fouled, apparently, but Lewis Jackson makes a great play there to add two.
Number 3 in red, here's Nick Okori, tries to answer back, and he will with a big three. And Lewis Jackson will move it up the court again after that very athletic finish, make it 13-10, London with the lead. There's a foul. Looks like it's going to go against London.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of a makeup call there on Garrett Williamson.
Inbound coming here from Tipping along the baseline, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Neither team yet to make a substitution in this game. Moss with possession up top, now off to Jackson. He's leading the game with 4 points, tied with Akeem Scott. Moss gets some space, tries to go for the slam, and it's no good, but Watson will finish. Great play there by Justin Moss, but some stingy defense as well.
Usually Stephen Maxwell's on the other end of a poster there, but he almost got put on one by Justin Moss. Jeez.
Scott with possession here on London's side of the court. Williamson top of the key. Okori now. Bit of a fake shot there now to Scott. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He rims out. Still a 1-point game. Orangeville coming up the court here with possession. Great catch there from Moss. Now in the post up against Maxwell. Bumping, shooting, missing. Maxwell now off to Akeem Wright, who dodges the defense there from Justin Moss. He'll take it all the way to the hoop.
Great adjustment from Akeem Wright to avoid the charge. Lewis Jackson was getting set up for it, but Akeem Wright, too athletic, and gets right by him.
Jackson switches the play off to Tipping. Up against Okori. Tipping in motion along the baseline. Watson now in the post. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's stripped to the ball. Here comes Akeem Scott. Gorgeous play. Unbelievable play from Akeem Scott. In the change of speed there, you know, able to kind of take a slow step and then another quick stutter step, and he's at full speed.
And I like what London's doing defensively. They're kind of letting the A's throw it into the post to Watson or Moss, and as soon as they get there, the help defender comes in and picks his pocket. And we've seen that work a couple times now for London.
Watson draws the foul, can't get the roll to go. So he's going to go to line as we get a media timeout here at Budweiser Gardens. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Budweiser Gardens. Dominic Cheek has been assessed a technical foul. Looks like London has also been assessed a technical. So regardless, Tyrone Watson at the line here. Misses that one. This is Orangeville's only shots from the line so far in this game. They go 1 for 2, shooting 50% from the line, also shooting 50% from the field so far tonight. Watson coming out of the game, and it looks like Flen Whitfield is making way for his first appearance. And also looks like Marcus Capers is coming into the game, and Akeem Wright will be making way on London's side.
I have a feeling we might have a short delay after these free throws. They still don't have the time up on the board. There we go. They heard me.
Obviously. The world revolves around you, Chris.
Municipally known. No, I'm kidding.
Inbound here from the London Lightning. Hakeem Scott with possession. Great defense there from Cheek, just reaching in, trying to grab that ball from Scott. Corey now, 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's definitely fouled, and he'll definitely take a trip to the line.
You can kind of see the impact here of Justin Moss, even though there was a foul on that play, but the way he defends the rim, him and Maxwell, very similar players in terms of the impact that they have on a game. And watching those two battles, certainly going to be a treat in this series. We've kind of seen a couple shots both ways. Maxwell, though, so far, he's only had one attempt, and it was a miss. Justin Moss, 4 points on 4 attempts. The real battle between the two is going to be rebounds, though, because one of the things that both teams do really well when they've got Moss and Maxwell in the game is get those second chance opportunities. So if Moss is out rebounding Maxwell, that means there's less shots for London and vice versa.
A great finish by Moss as you were speaking.
No
there.
Rebound on that one.
Yeah, no need for sure. Well, we were talking about, getting those extra rebounds, and I saw some people write about it this week. Where would this London Lightning team be without Maxwell dragging down sometimes 15 rebounds per game? 15 rebounds per game isn't uncommon. And, you think about how many offensive boards those are as well. I mean, where would they be?
Well, I'm going to continue to annoy our viewers by mentioning again, Stephen Maxwell should probably be the MVP of NBL Canada just for the impact that he has on the London Lightning. And we saw when he was injured how his absence really affected the London Lightning, and they weren't nearly as dangerous a team without him.
19-15, the Lightning with the lead, 4:15 left in the first quarter. Ryan Anderson into the game. He's in motion on this left side. He's trying to find a bit of space now, shifting over to the right. Corey for 3. Misses. And there you go. Maxwell with the rebound. Tries to get the putback. Will get another rebound, and he'll get it to go.
And just like that, 2 more rebounds in the stat column and 2 points for Stephen Maxwell. And that's what he can do for London. London loves to shoot three-pointers, but you're not always going to make your threes. So Maxwell's rebounds are extra crucial for them.
Dominic Cheek, corner 3, misses it after that fantastic pass from Daquan Brooks, who's coming to the game. And the league leader in assists per game this season. Scott takes it up. Maxwell can't finish. It's taken here by Lewis Monks. 2 changes coming up here for Orangeville. Whitfield loses the pass, and it's going to be a foul.
They're going to call, charging on Justin Moss there. Sorry, my mic cut out for a second. As Akeem Scott doing a great job of getting in the path of Justin Moss, and Moss unable to avoid it.
Marcus Capers on the inbound here, taken off to Akeem Scott. 5 fouls for the A's, just 2 for the London Lightning. Also look back to that Orangeville game between London and Orangeville played there in Orangeville, I should say, earlier this. In fact, it was just last week. Total of 66 fouls came in that one, so we're not on pace for that yet. Akeem Scott with a fantastic finish.
Oh my goodness, just the crossover to get that shot, and Flen Whitfield almost got up there and blocked it, but still, Akeem Scott, beautiful finish.
Daquan Brooks with the 3, he misses it. And Maxwell will move it up the court here at half. Scott with it. Ryan Anderson for 3. He can't get it to go. It's taken here by Daquan Brooks on the rebound. Brooks shifts the pass. This is Lewis Monks. Brooks in the corner, moving it on to the top of the key. He's going to draw a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Stephen Maxwell.
And that's what happens when you get a speed guy up against a big. Stephen Maxwell, very athletic player, but not able to match the quickness of Brooks there. And Brooks able to draw the foul with Maxwell struggling.
Couple changes here for the Orangeville A's. Bryson Johnson has come into the game. So it appears that Tyrone Watson has come back into the game as well. Inbound coming from Johnson. Warren Ward playing defense. He's come to the game for London as well, along with Tyshawn Patterson. Brooks into the corner. Here's Bryson Johnson getting his first touches after the inbound. Whitfield, 2 seconds on the shot clock. He gets it off in time. And he won't finish, though. Ryan Anderson with it, moving up past half. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. This would be for 2. It's short, however. And it's won there by Lewis Monks. Oh, great pass to Tyrone Watson. Big slam, too. Make it 23-17.
Great job by Orangeville there. London scrambling a bit on offense. This is a unit we've seen before, but they don't always play together. Tyshawn Patterson and Warren Ward oftentimes aren't on the court together. But
Akeem Wright with an open 3. He misses it. Warren Ward will take it now off to Patterson. Shifts it. Here's Capers along the baseline. He's going to draw the foul. .133 on the clock now. Again, 6 fouls for the A's, 3 for the London Lightning. A's in a bit of foul trouble. London managing to stay clean through the first quarter. First shot is no good there from Capers. From Winter Haven, Florida. Misses that second one as well. You got to make your free throws. I think Chris says that often. I mean, I should know. I listen to Chris quite often. Also, I'm speaking about Chris in the third person. He's right here. Daquan Brooks with the ball. See Patterson trying to match up against him. Finds a bit of space. Gets the shot off at the top of the key. And another missed opportunity by the A's on an open shot. Warren Ward with it. Nice dribble for 3. He doesn't miss those, Chris.
Warren Ward, one of the best shooters in NBL Canada. He shows it right there with that beautiful shooting stroke, able to nail that 3. London Lightning really depend on him to space the floor with that three-point shooting. He does it again today.
Brooks, nice dish off to Watson. And that's 2 for the Orangeville A's and an assist for Daquan Brooks as well.
Well, between Brooks and Jackson, they've got 2 of the fastest point guards in the league, and they're able to really open up an offense and carve them up a bit with their ability to just speed right through a defense and make an open pass.
30 to go in the first. Warren Ward fresh off that 3-point. He's going to try another one. Contested. He'll airball it, but Capers with a fantastic finish on the dunk. Make it 28-19. The A's down. They've got the ball here. Shot clock has expired. Just 14 seconds to go now in the first. Brooks taking his time. Watson in motion just in front here. Ooh, finds Bryson Johnson for a corner 3. Gets it to go. 3 seconds left. And here comes Capers getting off that last shot. And he'll hit the backboard. No good. So, the score after 1 quarter of play, London 28, Orangeville 22. We'll be right back with the second quarter. And we're back here at Budweiser Gardens, 28-22. London with the lead here. Second quarter underway in Game 1 of this Central Division semifinal series. Patterson with it. Oh, it's tipped off Ryan Anderson's hand. He somehow manages to keep the ball, and it'll be taken up here by Patterson. Patterson finding a bit of space. Now off to Akeem Wright for three. He's got it.
Akeem Wright with a huge three there for the London Lightning, and he's a guy, he doesn't always have the offense run through him very often, but he's able to knock down those key threes when they need it.
Brooks with possession here on the halfway mark in the corner. Ooh, finds lots of space, and you see just drawing that defender over, and that's an easy finish from Flanard Whitfield. 31-25. Orangeville going to the three ball quite a bit here in the end of the first quarter, now into the second. Capers with it now for London. Patterson for three. Getting to a bit of a shootout here. Whitfield with the rebound, and he'll take it off to Brooks. Brooks at the top. Gets some space there and gets the shot off. So Daquan Brooks with a nice finish. Makes it 31-27. Patterson moves it up here for London. The only starter still on the floor here for the Bolts is Akeem Wright. This is Capers with another slam.
Capers, one of those guys, is able to do that. As we see Flen Whitfield go for the response, it's going to drop.
Flanard Whitfield with the A's. Again, his third year with the A's. With Brampton, obviously, before. Patterson finding a bit of space, and that's going to be traveling. You just saw him able to lose his man, but unfortunately he already had his feet planted. Jameson Tipping coming into the game. Looks like Whitfield is making way on the A's side. Meantime, Tyshawn Patterson's coming out of the game. Garrett Williamson coming in for the Bolts. 33-29. We've got 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. No fouls yet. Marty Thompson, Chris Croucher up in the booth. This is Brooks. Nice dribbling to try to get around Williamson. He'll decide to take it into the corner, hands it off. Great shot from Monks. It's no good, however. And now here comes London. Capers along the near side. Wants Wright in motion. Bit of space, they'll take it out here. That's a very deep three from Ryan Anderson. Good attempt, though. 33-29. London is up. Oh, my goodness. Monks tries to go for that alley-oop. It was no good. It was contested. Capers into the corner here to Warren Ward. Slaps his foot down, establishing some space here. Gets the three to go. Misses. And a couple of stops here, back to back to back to back, from the sounds of it. Here we go. Bryson Johnson with another three. Can't get it to go. The ball will fall out off of Ryan Anderson, so the A's get a little lucky there. They're going to get an inbound here in London's end. Meantime, Lewis Jackson's coming back into the game. Daquan Brooks is making way. Again, the only other game happening tonight is Windsor versus Niagara at the WFCU Center in Windsor. The Express have a 15-9 lead. Again, that's also game one of their Central Division semifinal series. Great pass over here into the corner. It's missed there by Monks. Ball's tipped out, taken here by Tipping. We thought about the three, but the A's got a fresh shot clock. Great move there. Oh, off to Watson. Gorgeous pass from Lewis Jackson.
And there again, we see the ball movement of the Orangeville A's, just able to carve up London's defense a bit and get themselves 2 points. I'm going to go take some English lessons.
Williamson with possession. There's a foul. Looks like it's going to go against the A's. That'll be the A's first foul of the quarter and first for either team. As it looks like a couple of changes coming up here for the A's. Justin Moss coming in, along with Daquan Brooks, who got pretty much only about a 30-second rest there, it seems. Also, it appears that Akeem Scott's coming into the game and Ryan Anderson is making way. 8:46 left in this second quarter and first half. As always, we'll have What's Cooking with Bill Ovens at halftime. Akeem Wright with lots of space. He'll try to take it down low. Acrobatic finish. It's tipped out, and now here come the A's on the fast break. Bit of an errant pass. Williamson dishes it. Oh, my goodness. Stephen Maxwell.
Stephen Maxwell again with another sensational slam. He is a great player for this London Lightning team and such an athlete, able to get up there and slam it home.
Did you just get back from your English lessons? That was a pretty quick lesson. But of course,
sensational is a big word.
ball's tipped out, and it'll go London's way. 8:17 left in this second quarter. Again, Orangeville shooting well. Oh, looks like there's a technical. Looks like it's going to go against Lewis Monks, if anything. Ref's just having a quick chat with the scorers table. Monks not very happy as he walks back to the A's bench.
Well, neither is Coach Thomas. He's looking a little cross right now.
Just waiting for the announcement to come throughout the arena here just to confirm that. It's a double technical against Monks. 2 fouls for the A's, 1 for the Lightning. And Ward was the other recipient there of that double technical. He's got possession here. Williamson, 5 seconds on the shot clock, 8 minutes to go in the half. Ward steps around. You got to get it off, and he will in time. Gorgeous ball movement from London.
Well, Garrett Williamson with a clutch layup there, just beating the shot clock. Beautiful play from the Lightning.
The ball falls out off Jameson Tipping's hands. You see him just rubbing the ball and dropping it off. London will get the ball back here. Again, they've got a 37-31 lead just into the second quarter. Orangeville shooting the ball well early. And that's really been the story of the game so far, Chris.
Well, both teams actually are shooting quite well. Orangeville 50% from the field, the London Lightning 45%. Both having themselves some good games. Unfortunately for both teams, they are not making their free throws. London could actually be up by a lot more if they actually made their free throws. They're only 55% from the field. But again, both teams not making their threes. And that's why we've got such a close and, for these teams, low score.
Looks like there's a kick ball there, so it will remain Orangeville ball. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Daquan Brooks getting set on the inbound. The Western Connecticut grad. From Atlanta. Went to school in Bristol, Connecticut, of course. Of course he did. 3. Missed there by Lewis Monks. And now here comes Akeem Scott. Or my apologies, Akeem Wright with it. Finding a bit of space. Here's Ward. Oh, it's tipped. And now here comes Dominic Cheek. Creative dribble, but great defense there by Scott. He takes it up. He gets the ball off the backboard.
I'm not sure if he meant to. Ooh, he looks hurt, though.
Any way you can. And no basket there, Chris. I'm not sure if you heard that.
Yeah, they called double dribble on that one.
Sorry, I was just so excited I didn't catch exactly what happened. Meantime, Akeem Scott on the ground. He's up. He's back out there. 6:54 left now. It'll be Orangeville ball. Jameson Tipping getting set. Inbound there coming off to Brooks, and they're going to blow things down quickly. Looks like they're not quite set. Refs having a quick little powwow there at the top of the key. Just the two of them. Ushering over towards the other corner. Looks like there's obviously a good collection of London and Orangeville players there just in front of London's bench. Akeem Scott coming out and having a chat, pushing back Ward. Of course, the Ward already with that technical.
Ward's still talking to the ref.
6:54. Brooks moves it up here for the A's. They're down. Certainly not out in this early stage. They've been shooting so well. You see Brooks taking that up. Too easy for number 5 in red. Scott moving it across half, taking his time. And there you go. He turns on the Jets. No foul there. Maybe trying to sell it a little bit. Here comes Lewis Monks at the hoop. Swatted. Great defense here from the Lightning, and now they're going to try to catch them on the fast break. Stephen Maxwell draws the foul.
They're going to call blocking foul on Jameson Tipping there. Good call by the refs.
Quick change here from Kyle Julius and the London Lightning. Nick Okori coming into the game. Garrett Williamson making way. 3 fouls for the A's, 1 for the Lightning.
Should add the pace of this game is slowed right down, and this helps the London Lightning. Orangeville, a team that likes to get up and down the court quickly. So if you keep that pace low, it plays to London's hands.
Right with possession. Oh, finds a lane, but he runs into Justin Moss, and that is going to be a foul against Justin Moss, his second of the game.
Fouls charged against number 20, Justin Moss.
I think we touched on it earlier there, Chris, but especially a guy like Justin Moss, you don't want him to get into foul trouble just because you look at this Orangeville side and they've got Justin Moss, you see him coming off the court as their big man, and we've talked about it before with London. They don't necessarily have that go-to big man, and if you're able to kind of keep Justin Moss there throughout the game, that could really cause trouble for Kyle Julius.
Well, London's done a good job of shutting down Moss in this quarter anyway. Moss just spent almost half a quarter without getting a bucket there. So if you can keep Justin Moss occupied and out of the game, it really neutralizes everything that Orangeville likes to do.
Checking back in for your lightning, Ryan Anderson, he replaces Akeem.
Ryan Anderson coming into the game, Akeem Wright making way. And looks like Chris Thomas just having a quick chat there. Ryan Anderson at the line here for the Bolts. Thomas not happy with the call. We should mention briefly that NBA superstar Rajon Rondo's in the house. He's sitting on the A's bench, according to local media. Friends with an A's player. We don't know exactly which one. But Rajon Rondo. More you know.
Wonder if he brought his ring with him.
Go down and ask. Let's go down and ask him.
I feel like it'd be rude. I don't know him that well.
Not that well. I've seen him on TV a couple times. Halfway through the second quarter, Brooks with possession up top to Monks. Foul. And looks like it's going to go against Okori as he remains seated in the key. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. Inbound coming here for the A's along the baseline. 5:49 left in the second quarter. Game one of anywhere from 3 to 5 in this series. As we mentioned before, game two happening at Budweiser Gardens on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, Daquan Brooks, another fantastic finish.
Beautifully smooth play there from Daquan Brooks.
Akeem Scott moves it across half. Tipped. Monks able to get possession. He'll take it off to Watson. They switch the play into the corner. Here's Brooks for three. Misses. The hot hand goes cold. And now here comes Scott. Waiting for some movement. Oh, he'll take it to the other side. Tricked the defense on that one. Corey missed the three, however. 5:14 left in the second, and now here come the A's. Again, Brooks, now 6 points to his name. He's on the move. He's going for more. Oh, blocked there by Warren Ward and sends Brooks into the stanchion.
Warren Ward chirping, too. They're drawing back and forth now.
Talking all the way back the court there, as you just saw at the very end. Ward taking that run back, and Brooks having a couple other words, but it's likely just the size difference that sent Brooks literally straight down after that block. Ward finds a lane, takes it to the hoop. Great finish.
Ward having a very nice game here for the London Lightning. That gives him 5 points on the game.
Brooks doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. He tries to find Watson down low, and now here comes Ward in the London Lightning. This is right. Goes for the slam. No foul call. Didn't finish it either. Tipping, moves it across. Lots of back and forth stuff here between these two teams. And that's going to be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Akeem Scott.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blocking foul on Akeem Scott. Oh, no. They're giving it to Jamison Tipping. They're going to give Akeem Scott... Pardon me, they're going to give Tipping the charging call, so Akeem Scott draws a charge.
4:27 left as, I'll say, a confusing play. You see Kyle Julius kind of shaking his head there as well in front of London's bench.
I don't think anyone really understood what was going on that one.
Scott has possession here. Again, Julius still got a couple names here to call. Great finish there from Akeem Scott. Taylor Black and Eric Kibbe have yet to see the floor for the Lightning. Meantime, Rick Bodiford, Richard Amarty, and Eric Copes have yet to see the floor for the A's. Here's Lewis Jackson. He'll take it up and he'll finish. Great stuff from the two players that are really playing in that point guard position for the A's, as Jackson has replaced Brooks, who seem to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the A's and even taking the ball down low. Scott with possession. Finds a Corey. At the very top, he misses it. Monks will chip it off. Both teams have been doing not so well from beyond the arc so far in this game. Bounce pass. Here's Tipping. And they're going to call a foul against London. Quick change coming here. We mentioned that neither team's doing well from beyond the arc. Ryan Anderson coming into the game. He can shoot a three. He's replacing Warren Ward.
Well, again, London loves to have that two-guard, whether it's Ward or Ryan Anderson, who can really nail that three-point jumper. And I don't want to say they're interchangeable, but they play very similar styles, and they have a very similar role within this London offense.
Foul. More rough stuff here, and crowd's getting into a bit of it there as well. And the rest literally in a huddle right now, trying to figure out what exactly happened there. It looks like it's going to be a foul against Jameson Tipping, but
I think they're deciding. Are they deciding if it's flagrant or not? I didn't actually see what happened. I just saw Nick Okori get knocked right down.
Again, you guys have the option of instant replay at home. Just, of course, just go back and watch it again. We just got to look at it here.
That's going to be a technical on, unsporting foul on Jamison Tipping there. Looked like he just kind of threw an elbow at Nick Okori there when Okori was trying to work around a screen. So, not a very good play by Jamison Tipping.
And Tipping does have a reputation of being a bit of a fiery player, which has definitely helped Orangeville in the past. But, he's been known to get out of games quickly, especially with early technicals. 3:34 left as we see Nick Okori getting the two bonus shots in here for the Bolts. So we mentioned before, neither team shooting particularly well from the line. London getting that one there. They're now just 7 for 12 from the charity stripe. Orangeville's even worse. They're only just 1 for 2. Haven't had that very many opportunities, but definitely early to tell for them for sure. Inbound coming here for the London Lightning. They're up by 10 here in the first half. Scott makes the play call. Anderson in motion at the very top. Oh, finds some space for Scott. Space for a shot. Instead, he's going to take them on. He's going to take it to the hoop. He'll miss it, unfortunately, for London Lightning fans at home, and that's going to be a foul. It's going to go against Scott. That's now 4 fouls for the London Lightning and 6 for the Orangeville A's. Orangeville A's ball. Cheek with it. See Jackson just getting a couple fingertips on it before the ball would roll over the line. In the post, up against Scott. Misses it. Great rebound there by Stephen Maxwell. Dominic Cheek was up in his face there. 3 minutes to go. Scott. This is Ryan Anderson on the far side with possession for 3. He gets it, but no basket. There's a foul on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either. Not sure what happened on that one, but nice break there for the Orangeville A's.
Substitutions on the play. A's ball.
6 fouls for the A's, 5 for the London Lightning. Lightning have the lead here still. Jackson moving it across. 6 points to his name. He's got pretty hot early in this game, but obviously made way for Daquan Brooks. The two very much like for like at the 1 spot. Jackson can't get to that one, and it's collected here by Maxwell. He's going to wait. He's going to take it across and chips it off to Capers. This is to Corey. Great play to move around Bryson Johnson now to find space on the other side of the floor. Capers finishes it.
Great feed there from Garrett Williamson to find Capers, and Capers, just one of those guys. He doesn't really need to have the ball on offense. He usually finds his points his own way, and that's just an example there through hard work and just getting himself open after a rebound.
2:11 on the clock now as you see the refs once again having to have a quick chat with the scorers table. Already saw a delay to this tip-off for this game. They had some trouble with the left side. Actually, you can kind of see it here. The shot clock above the net here on the left side of the court. Left side of your screen. They had some trouble there, so they had some delays having to run a cable up there, and then also having a quick chat with the scorers table to make sure that it was still connected. Lots of conversations there with the referees so far. Foul call, and looks like Monks is going to draw that one. Looks like he's going to go to the line as well. Exactly 2 minutes to go here. Of course, that'll send London over the limit, and Monks the line. Quick update on the game happening in Windsor. The Express up on the River Lions. Actually, it's tied now, 25-25. Just saw the score refresh in front of me. Tight game in Windsor between the number 2 and number 3 seeds in the Central Division. Halifax will take on the Island Storm on Wednesday. They'll kick off that Atlantic Series. That's 1 versus 4. And the 2 versus 3 seed matchup between St. John and Moncton, that'll get started on Thursday. Corey keeps possession on the move. Looks like there's a change of possession. Foul call. It's going to go against Ryan Anderson. London over the limit.
I'm not quite sure why London was pushing the pace so hard there when after the free throw, Nick Corey just really tried to gun it up the floor, but they're kind of lucky that didn't result in the worst play.
Lewis Monks at the line, 25-year-old Arlington, Texas native. Misses that one. Kind of a late addition to this Orangeville A's team this year. Very talented three-point shooter as well. Averages around 2 threes per game. Currently sitting at just 2 points. 4 rebounds, though. Yeah, above average in that category for him. 49-40. Windsor trying to move on the fast break, and they're stripped to the ball.
Again, London really trying to push the pace, and I'm not quite sure why. They were up 10, now it's 9. I don't know why they feel the need to really try and gun it down the floor.
See Lewis Monks missing that 3. It's not expected of him, especially in an open spot. No basket there. Oh, they are going to count the basket, and they are going to send Akeem Scott to the line for the bonus shot. The foul is going to go against Bryson Johnson. So yeah, just a minute and a half in this first quarter. As always, we'll have What's Cooking with Bill Ovens at halftime. He's got lots to talk about. One thing he wants to talk about is Akeem Scott having Veronica on the back of his uniform. Usually he has Scott. That's different for tonight. You might have noticed that on the live stream there. Or on the video portion, I should say. We're not really sure. Jackson finds Bryson Johnson up against Akeem Scott. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson trying to use his speed. He's up against Nick Okori, two fast players. And that's finished there by No, it will not be finished. Justin Moss will draw the foul, and he will go to the line here for two. A minute to go. You mentioned, Chris, about how London's been able to more or less neutralize Justin Moss in the early stages of this game. Your thoughts on how they've been doing so far in the second quarter?
Well, I mean, unless he misses both of these free throws, he's only just now scoring his first points of the quarter, and he's going to miss the first. So Justin Moss, a guy who kind of needs to get going. The Orangeville A's don't get the open threes that they kind of rely on unless Justin Moss is able to operate down low.
Gets the second one to go, however. Number 20 in red drains that one to make it 52-41. The A's still down in this one on the road against London in game one. Okori misses the jumper on the baseline. This is Monks chipping it off. Here's Jackson. Flynn Whitfield moving out of the key. Monks with it. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Moss takes it. Bit of space here. Going to try to work around Maxwell. Take it back to Jackson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Jackson trying to find a lane up against Williamson. Tosses it up. It's a prayer. Maxwell will collect. See Scott just trying to chip that one off, and he's taken to ground there just at the London Lightning logo at center. It's not good to see Scott go to ground. He's getting set to go up, though. Bryson Johnson drawing the foul there, or taking the foul, rather. 33 seconds to go in the second, and looks like London's going to go back to the line. Akeem Scott. Already with 13 points. Mentioned it earlier, though. Second in team scoring, 17 points per game on average. Another late addition to this roster. A London roster that hasn't seen too much turnover, considering how much turnover we've seen in London specifically in the past. A lot of these guys are day one guys. Gets that second one to go. And a timeout by Chris Thomas and the A's. Chris, what do you think Chris Thomas is telling his A's team here?
Probably just slow it down a bit. I think both sides were playing a little crazy right there. I don't know why Orangeville decided to bring a press there that resulted in the foul. But if I'm Chris Thomas right now in that huddle, I'm just saying settle down, get back to what we do well, and go into halftime at least closing this lead a little bit.
It's been an interesting game for sure. I mean, even we talked a bit about the three ball being an important thing, and Orangeville just shooting 14% from beyond the arc. They have relied on that in the past to get past London, but again, it's just been a very weird game. That's the feeling I've got, Chris. Your thoughts?
Well, both these teams are known for going plus 100 points like it's nobody's business, but right now London's on pace to break 100, but the Orangeville A's are not. And I think it's been a lower scoring affair than I think anyone expected. In fact, if you just go back to this quarter alone, Orangeville's only got 19 points, and they've been a very offensively inclined team, so only 19 points in a quarter is a problem.
Pretty decent crowd here at Budweiser Gardens. Not exactly what I think that they would expect from a playoff game, but again, of course, these playoff games are scheduled not a whole lot of time in advance. I think the dates for the playoffs for London were only announced last week. Of course, you've got the London Knights in the OHL finals as well. So you've got a couple different things going on. Busy month.
Like Selena Gomez comes here.
And Avatar comes to town.
Not like the actual movie, but based on the movie.
Right, no.
Yeah,
they're going to roll in like a projector and you're going to watch Avatar.
Yeah, I can't believe they need an arena for that, but
the movie came out 5 years ago. People are still paying to watch it. Incredible. Monks with possession. the jumper, the corner of the key, gets it to go. Nothing but net. Make it 54-41. Scott moving it across half here. Shot clock has expired. Just 10 seconds on the game clock here. Going to try to make this the last play of the quarter. Maxwell running into a bit of a hole. He'll lose possession. Akori will keep it, but that'll be over and back.
I don't know why the pace of this game just all of a sudden got frenetic. It was really going at a good clip for the Lightning, and now things get a little bit crazy, but 3.9 seconds left. Each team just looking for that last shot.
Inbound coming here from Watson just in front of the scorer's table. As you can see, who's in motion? Monks wants it. And they're going to take it to Moss. This is not his shot. He's going to try to work it in. Chips the ball up to himself. Interesting way to end this second quarter and first half. The London Lightning up 54-43 through the first half of Game 1 in this Central Division semi-final series. Bill Ovens, how are you, my friend?
I am here, and I'm ready to talk. Listen, this has been a playoff game. There's intensity going on out there.
Yeah.
People are playing on purpose. We don't have the 2 or 3 minute breaks where people just sort of play like they're really not paying attention.
Intensity. Fouls have been interesting tonight. Jameson tipping, obviously, with the technical there.
Yeah.
Or the unsporting foul, I should say.
Well, tipping's. I thought from the get-go tipping was really important to Orangeville because they need threes. They need threes to win this game. And he can be deadly. They got that. Monks is good. He's a big leaper. Got some great rebounds in there, but. If they keep going inside to Moss, if they keep going inside to Watson, they're not going to get enough points to win the game, simply. I mean, They just, it's just a numbers game.
Only 14% from three-point land so far. I think they've taken 14 attempts, only sunk 2.
Yeah, that's atypical for Orangeville. I mean, they're the carry-on of Brampton, and Brampton used to destroy people from outside.
Yeah, for sure.
So what they tried to do in the first half is, like last game I said, they got to get the ball deep and push it back out to the three-point for the shots there. That wasn't working, mostly because London was contesting all the shots. They started doing the same play, which I thought was clever, but instead of pushing it all the way back out to the three-point line, they just went part way back out for a medium to long 2. And they caught a defense in a vacuum there because the guys are out on the 3 line, the perimeter to prevent the threes, and the other guys are back by the basket. And that defense left an easy 12, 15-foot jump shot if you can make it. You still got to make the shot. And London, I guess, decided we're going to give you that shot. If you can make it, you're going to hurt us, and they haven't.
We already talked a bit about Watson and Moss, but splitting them up.
Splitting them up, I don't agree with that for them. I would put Flanard, Whitfield in for one of them, but I would have 2 of Whitfield, Watson, and Moss on the floor all the time. Because if you don't, it's not so much you need them for offense. You need them to tire out London. If you've got two big guys out there, London is almost committed to putting Akeem Wright and Maxwell out to match them. Yep. When you split them, then Julius can platoon Maxwell and Wright and keep them fresh.
Well, and the other thing with that is I wanted to get your thoughts on this. Daquan Brooks comes into the game, dominates, right? Runs the floor. Lewis Jackson replaces Brooks, runs the floor. Could the two of them play together or no? Because it seems like they're obviously quite short players. But you kind of see one guy just comes in and sprints like, oh, that's good, and then he's gone, and they just kind of keep changing.
Well, Windsor made their living on that for
Darren
a couple
Duncan
of years with Darren Duncan.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
2 short guys, and they couldn't handle it. Just because you're short doesn't mean you're disadvantaged. When you're short, you've got certain options open to you, and you got certain options that aren't open to you, and that's just the way it works. I have the feeling from the other side he just doesn't want 2 short guys on at the same time.
We'll stick with the 3-point. We'll stick with the 3-point category here.
Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about London 3-point shooting. It's been a lot better lately, but what London has over Orangeville in this situation is they've got more 3-point shooters. Like if Tipping isn't hitting or Monks isn't hitting, they're going to be looking for a solution. Whereas Julius has got the option. They go, Ward, take a couple of shots, see how you're feeling. Ryan, take a couple of shots, see how. Williamson, they got 7 guys that can shoot threes, and all you need is 14% of them to be hot.
Yeah. Exactly. So London up, though. We should get into more or less heading into the second quarter. London's up 54-43, but you're telling me there this is a
dangerous score. It's a dangerous score for both teams, and I think it's dangerous for Orangeville because they can't fall too much further behind. If their threes aren't dropping, they can't fall too much further behind. Now, for London, they play better when the score is close than when they're way ahead. When they're way ahead, they just tend to mind fart. There was one down there, Akeem Wright was in the key. He had a drive, a layup. They were up like 10 points. And right at the last second, he just sort of eased off at the end and didn't really force the ball down the basket. It was kind of like, I'll just lackadaisically put this in. And they tend to do that when they're ahead. And it's no big deal because we're still ahead. But we've seen how big a 16-point spreads just disappear immediately. I think it's a dangerous score. I think Julius has to get his guys out there playing like it's nothing. I think that Orangeville has got to get his guys out there playing like it's nothing, and get back to the inside out. He's got to find a hot three.
Well, and floor spacing on offense as well. You want to talk about that?
They're not. It happened right at the end there. It happened a number of times where two Orangeville guys were standing right beside each other and handing the ball to each other. And one guy can cover two because they're standing right together. At the London end of the floor, the only time you see two London players that I've noticed get close together is when one's setting a pick. And then there are very few close call handoffs. It's a good play if you can pull it off, and Orangeville did it inside a couple of times where they just sort of handed to a guy and he was open to the basket. But it's a tough pass, and when the ball is that low, well, you saw what Akeem Scott did to Watson. I mean, Watson takes the ball low, Scott takes it away from him.
Well, and now that Garrett Williamson is back, spacing on the floor is completely different.
Oh, the back door is wide open for the London Lightning. I was watching Garrett the last game, and he was in a little bit of a hobble, but tonight in the warm-up, he was really running hard. He was stretching really hard, and he had a couple of back down, he gets in the corner, and Orangeville has that same play, but they penetrate and kick out to the corner because the defense is going to collapse. London comes down, and they look like they're going to penetrate, and then they pull back, and when the defense is confused and sort of, siding towards the short corner, Williamson makes a break for the basket. And the whole time he's running the basket, Corey's a great passer, Akeem Scott is a great passer, even if his name's Veronica tonight. I don't know what that's all about. I'm sure there's a story behind it, but maybe I don't want to know. But what the point is, London has really good passers, so they don't have to pass to Williamson at any one spot along the baseline. They'll give it to him where it's a good spot for him, and Corey is really good at that. He's good at passing the ball to a guy where he can do something with it.
You've got this written down in your notes. London likes the lead. Orangeville needs the lead.
Yeah, that's Orangeville can't. I don't like Orangeville. I don't think can come from behind. London likes the lead, but as a they don't love the lead because they don't play well with it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Refs tonight?
Yeah.
A couple of they called a lane violation. Hadn't seen one of those before. They called a double dribble. I'm not sure about that double dribble. I'm going to give it to him because I wasn't watching the player's feet.
That was Akeem Scott when he went.
Yeah.
I think it was the alley-oop, and then he
alley-ooped it to himself.
Yeah. We've all done it.
It's a pass to yourself, and it is double dribble or it could be traveling. But if he dribbled down and he leaves the floor, throws the ball, bounces the ball off the backboard, catches the ball before he touches the floor, and puts it in the basket, which I think I didn't see where his feet were when he threw the ball, but his feet were off the floor when he got the ball and put it back in the basket. Where's the violation? I mean, double dribble? He didn't dribble it a second time, and I get this, the two, and it might be one of those, okay, this really isn't double dribble, but we're going to call it double dribble. It's in the rule book written like that. There's some things just to cover off stupid situations. Because if you were a tall guy and you got a short guy, you could make a monkey of him just standing there bouncing the ball off the backboard, and he jumps up and down like he's trying to get a candy bar. And no. So yeah, it's probably the right call.
We'll leave it at that.
We
had to talk about the refs.
No, they're fine. They're not doing bad. I like that they had a meeting. I like that they started at the end of the second half to start blowing their whistles willy-nilly again. But at the first, they were calling it. They were letting them play, and they were calling it the same both ways. I was real happy with that. And for all the people that, I like to say it's easy being me, because when I'm analyzing these games, I can look at the players like they're playing cards. They got he's got a 4 and he's got a 5 and he's got a 6. Poor Coach Julius, he's got a 4 and he's got a 5 and he's got a 6, and all of them got psychological problems. And from here in the booth, I don't have to take that into account when I come up with a strategy.
We'll leave it at that. We'll talk to you on Wednesday in Game 2, Bill. We'll be right back with the second half coming up. And we're back here at Budweiser Gardens, London versus Orangeville, Game 1 of this Central Division semi-final series here at Budweiser Gardens. London up 54-43. A's down, they've got the ball. Here's Lewis Jackson. Starting lineup back out on the court here for the A's. This is Tyrone Watson. It's swatted, and it's collected here by Akeem Scott, who will take it to the hoop. Easy does it.
Excellent job there from Akeem Scott with that finger roll, and that's a good start for the London Lightning. Force a turnover on the defensive end, and then go down and get 2 points for yourself.
Jackson off to Tipping on the far side. For three, Tipping hasn't taken a whole lot of shots. He's going to get the friendly roll. That's Orangeville's
very friendly roll.
That's Orangeville's third three of the game. I believe they've taken now 15 attempts. Obviously not good, but Tipping finally getting on the score sheet in that regard. Scott in motion. Takes it out to Okori. We're a minute into this third quarter if you're just joining us. Air ball there from Okori. And now here come the A's. Jackson on this near side. He's got a bit of pace. He's trying to match up against Williamson there. Now he's matching up against Stephen Maxwell. Bit of a size mismatch there. You see Moss draining and getting the N1.
That was a little bit of beast mode there from Justin Moss, just aggressively going at the rim there and forcing a foul, getting himself 2 points in the process. They need a little bit more of that. He didn't have a single basket aside from a free throw in that second quarter there, and he's really crucial to the Orangeville A's. Part of the reason they're shooting so badly from three-point land is because Justin Moss has to do work on the inside, and that'll open up the three-point shots for them because it'll help them. It'll make the London defense kind of retract and back off the three-point shooters because they have to accommodate the fact that Justin Moss is going crazy in the paint. But now, if Moss is able to get that going, they can get some more threes and get themselves back in it.
Well, going back to that play, you saw how Williamson ended up matching up with Moss and how, Wright tries to go for the slam but misses.
That was a bit optimistic.
How Williamson got matched up with Moss, and then Maxwell was kind of in no man's land, and he was standing there, and he almost knew he should have been there because, Moss ended up destroying Williamson.
And Maxwell is a young player, but I think he knew he should have been there to make the switch with Williamson as soon as Moss got the ball and tried posting up Williamson.
Watson here, he loses the ball, and it's taken here by Maxwell. Quick passing, and now here comes Garrett Williamson. Big slam from number 15 in white.
Flies in there for 2 points. Garrett Williamson, he's having a nice little game. He had a great one against Windsor in what was really a bounce-back game for him. And he hasn't necessarily put up a ton of points, but he's contributed in other ways. And that's one of the things Garrett Williamson does well when he's not scoring, is he finds other ways to be useful to a team.
Inbound coming here from Jameson Tipping, the Orangeville native, in the Orangeville shirt. Takes it long. Collected here by Cheek, just barely. Easy toss up there for two for number 10 in red. 9:50 left in this third quarter. 58-51. The A's able to cut into this London Lightning lead a bit here in this third quarter. Great play from Akeem Scott. On the other end, he's getting it done. Continue to fight back here. Lewis Jackson with possession on the far side. He moves up to the top. Watson in the post.
If they can get the ball to Tipping, he's got a big size mismatch against Akeem Scott.
They're going to take it off to Jackson for three instead. He's going to miss that three. Tipping collects. Fresh shot clock. Watson. Moss. No foul call as Moss went for the slam. He will get that roll, though.
Yeah, I think Akeem Wright just got his pinky finger on the ball there, enough to not necessarily get a full-on swab, but at least disrupt that attempt by Moss. But it doesn't matter because everyone else on the London Lightning ran right past the play, so Moss was all alone with the ball under the bucket.
It's like Akeem Scott is... looks like he went under a bit of an injury there. And we brought it up at halftime as well, Chris. Wondering why Akeem Scott has Veronica on the back of his uniform, and you have a bit of insight on that.
Yes, apparently in November his mother passed away, and one of the things Akeem Scott said was that if the London Lightning can fight as hard as she did, that they can win a championship. So that's why he wears the name of his mother, Veronica, on the back of his jersey in honor of that.
It's a fantastic tribute, and it's good for the playoffs as well. Right. On the fade, over top of Watson. He's short of the net. Tipping. Ooh. Almost caught sleeping there by Wright. Jackson. To Tipping for three on this near side. He's going to miss that one as well. Maxwell collects. 8:37 left in the third. 1 foul for the Lightning, 0 for the A's. That's Garrett Williamson from distance.
Garrett Williamson, not known for his three-point shooting, but that time he's able to nail it. And when I say not known, I mean not at all. He very rarely shoots the three.
Here we go. Nikokori drains it and one.
Jamison Tipping just unable to do anything about that play. Nikokori too strong. Not sure if Tipping deserved a foul on that one, but either way, Okori's going to go to the line. That's 5 on Tipping, pardon me. Wow. That's a lot of fouls to have with 8 minutes left in the third.
And he's going to come out of the game. Looks like Lewis Monks is coming in. Well, you know, he had that, I believe it was the unsporting foul, I believe. That was in the second.
And it's unfortunate because I think a guy like Tipping, in the second quarter when they weren't really able to play him because of fouls, and even here in the third quarter, he's a guy who brings a fire and an energy. And I think when the game gets slow, he's the type of guy you want to bring in, but now you don't really have that option because you got to worry about him fouling out.
He's a very well-rounded player as well. Pretty good on defense and dragged down 7 rebounds tonight, which, considering the limited minutes, is very impressive. Only the 3 points, but he can shoot the 3 ball as well.
Well, I wouldn't say you make him a focal point of your offense. I found there's been a couple of times where he was doing a good job of getting himself open, and they just were unable to find him. So kind of a hard night for Jamison Tipping today.
Dominic Cheek at the line. The Villanova grad will not get that one after a couple hits off the rim in the backboard. Okori moves it up. Ward. He's got a couple threes to his name. Bit of a mismatch here with Justin Moss being dragged out. Ward goes for the hook and gets it to go.
Pulls off a bit of a big man move when faced with a big man. Warren Ward, excellent job getting into the paint and just rising above Justin Moss on that play.
Bounce pass to Watson down low, and he's able to drain. Make it 68-56.
And again, when that interior presence, whether it's Watson or Moss, is going for the Orangeville A's, it just makes the whole team a lot better. In fact, Watson's having himself quite a bit of a game here. He's had perfect shooting tonight.
Ward, distance 2, won't get that one to go. And here come the Orangeville A's. Jackson, 6 points to his name. Monks, nice little crossover there. The fade, he gets it to go, and he will draw the foul. Looks like Nikokori will collect his second foul on the night.
Yeah, Monks had a bit of a leg kick on the shot, Kobe Bryant style, and Nikokori ended up clipping that leg and is going to send Monks to the line.
Marcus Capers coming into the game for London. Looks like Garrett Williamson is making way. Taking a quick look at other players in foul trouble other than Jameson Tipping. Looks like on the London side you've got Akeem Wright and Ryan Anderson, both with 3. And that seems to be it for either team. A couple guys on 2. You see Monks draining that one. Averages around 13 points per game. He's currently got 6 tonight. 6 rebounds, though, as well. Monks will get that one to go, which means these two teams are tied in the third quarter in terms of scoring. They're both now at 14 points. London outscored Orangeville 26-21 in the second quarter, and then if you go back to the first quarter, they outscored Orangeville 28-22. Maxwell collects, and he will draw the foul over top of Justin Moss.
Refs seem to have found their whistles this quarter. It's another call there. We're already at 3 fouls for the Lightning, 2 fouls for the Orangeville A's, halfway through the third quarter here.
Back to the line, Stephen Maxwell. London improving in the free throw category. I've now gone 13 for 18. Quick look at the game happening in Windsor. The Express off to a pretty significant lead here, 42-29, I should say, 42-29. The Express up. That's in halftime. Monks bounce pass to Watson. Lots of space for Jackson. He's going to take the shot after he hesitated. He'll get it to go.
Lewis Jackson, just a very clever player. He can usually draw a defender into making a mistake, and that's an example right there. He gets the Lightning defender off his feet and makes the shot much easier for himself.
Williamson to Ward. Oh, great pass to Maxwell.
when the London Lightning are clicking like that, I don't think there's a defense in this league that can stop them. Warren Ward, beautiful playmaking option there, finding Stephen Maxwell as we see some more great passing on the other end. This time Tyrone Watson converting 7 of 7 shooting tonight, making it 72-62.
Maxwell takes it up, and he'll be short. Going back to that play on the London side, there's going to be a foul. 3 passes in the span of about 7 seconds, and the ball's in the basket. And I bet that there wasn't even 16 seconds on the shot clock after that when that went in, and just shows, as you said, just how effective London can be when they're clicking on the offensive end.
And the same goes for Orangeville. Both teams just very good when they get the ball moving and they really work it around the offense. And if they can continue to do that, I know that's something that the coaches are going to want them to do. But unfortunately, when you have as many jump shooters on the floor as both teams tend to have, sometimes they can get blinders when they see an open shot.
Oh, my goodness. Maxwell takes it up to Capers. They can't get that one to go. And now here come the Orangeville A's. This is Dominic Cheek. He's going to draw the foul. Earlier you saw Tyrone Watson missing his first shot of the game. We're going to take a quick break for immediate timeout. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens. Inbound here for the A's. This is Lewis Monks with possession. We're got 5.5 left in this third quarter. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. London in white, Orangeville in red. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Watson hands it back to Dominic Cheek, who will finish. Smooth stuff from the A's. 5 fouls for the Lightning, 2 for Orangeville. This is Akeem Scott moving it across half, leads the game with 19 points. Corey. Oh, gorgeous pass to Marcus Capers and a slam.
Great job for Marcus Capers getting open. And right now, the London Lightning have a good shot to really kind of pull away here and try to win this game here in Meow.
Watson in the post. Up against Capers. He'll get it to go. Make it 74-66. Again, Scott moving it back here. This is Warren Ward up top. Distance 3. Misses it. Ward looking to get in the double digits. He's sitting at 7 points right now. Monks tries to get the 3. He'll draw the foul.
Whoa. Great play there from Monks as he's able to drain that shot with Nick O'Corey providing the heavy challenge. And right now, that's the kind of thing the Orangeville A's need to get themselves back in this game.
Ryan Anderson coming back into the game. Nick Okori making way. So Lewis Monks goes to the line here. One shot to make it a 4-point play for the A's. And to make it a 4-point game if he gets this one to go. This will be a massive play for the A's. He'll get it. Make it 74-70. Keep in mind, London, with that foul, is now up to 6 fouls in the quarter. Orangeville with just 2 to their name. Orangeville with a very impressive third quarter performance so far. We've got 4 minutes to go left. Wright tries to swing it around. He'll lose possession, but ball will fall out of play off of him. So inbound coming here. It looks like Akeem Scott is taking it. Just the other side of the net, as you can see. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Keep in mind, here's Ryan Anderson. He will not draw the foul. Orangeville with a crucial stop. They're moving it. Cheek with a great finish makes it a 2-point game.
Some of these Orangeville A's who are having some trouble, well, meow, they're starting to find some rhythm and get themselves a couple of baskets. They've closed this gap with 3 minutes 40 left. London Lightning have some trouble, although Akeem Scott, if he keeps making shots like that, they're going to be just fine.
Akeem Scott now up to 21 points on the night. Incredible performance from him so far. He'll go to the line here for his bonus. Keep in mind, Orangeville still with a very impressive quarter, outscoring London now 29-22. Closing the gap there. Just made it a 2-point game earlier. But here's Akeem Scott trying to make it a 5-point game. Drops. Lewis Jackson finds a lane. Switches it to Watson, and he'll get that one to go. So the A's able to get their offense clicking in this third quarter. Makes it 77-74.
Great job by Tyrone Watson, able to get into the post and just do a good job of being a Bulldog, and that's what they need from him right now.
Swatted there by Monks, but that's going to be goaltending. Make it 79-74. Decent defense here from Monks. Unfortunately, it was a violation. So. Inbound coming from the A's. Another quick update on the game in Windsor. The Express up 49-37. Got 7 minutes to go in that third quarter, so very low-scoring affair. The WFCU Center. Lewis Jackson to Watson. Backing down Capers. Can't get that one to drop. Ball's chipped around. That's Moss. He'll draw the foul.
Well, a ref won't have an easier call than that one, as Marcus Capers just put his arm right across Justin Moss' shoulder. And I'm okay with that foul, because if you're the London Lightning and Justin Moss is going to have a pretty clean shot at the basket, you got to foul him and make him earn it from the line.
Moss with 12 points to his name so far tonight. 5 rebounds, 3 fouls. Pretty good night for Big Man. We mentioned his importance heading into this game and this series for the A's. A rookie, but has really put this team on his shoulders. 79-75. 3:12 left in this quarter. Scott moves it across on the far side. Moving horizontally there. This is Ryan Anderson for 3. Gets it to go.
Huge shot. Orangeville is starting to crawl their way back into this game. Ryan Anderson just continues to add to that gap, making that big 3 for the London Lightning.
Monks, he can shoot a 3 ball. He's in a decent spot for it. Moss can't collect the pass, and good job by London to collect the ball. Looks like Ryan Anderson had it.
Travel, though.
So Orangeville will get it back. 2:43 left. Inbound coming from the A's on this near side. Looks like there will still be 9 minutes on the shot clock.
One thing I don't think we've actually talked about enough, Akeem Scott's sitting at 24 points in the game. He's had himself a heck of a game, especially that second quarter really pumped up his shooting numbers there. He's 9 of 16 from the field now.
Jackson. And they're going to call foul underneath the rim. Looks like it's going to go against Capers. 3-second violation against Justin Moss.
Not often you see that one called.
Couple interesting calls tonight. I know Bill Uffins brought that up at halftime. Refs seem to be on it, that's for sure. Scott. Here's Warren Ward. Collects the ball, takes a step back. And it's going to be a foul against Lewis Monks.
You never know, because when they get up to that sideline, we've seen plenty of guys who do that little foot switch to get ready to charge the basket, and they end up just clicking their heels on the out-of-bounds line there.
Well, and even with the Ward's stride that he made in that move, it did appear that he maybe took a step back. Capers off to Scott. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Ward gets a bit of space for a three. Off the rim. Capers collects the offensive rebound. Doesn't get much easier than that. Anderson, three. Same spot. Can't get that one to go.
Well, same spot, same result. And again, the London Lightning have a lead. Just kill the clock, get some twos. You don't need to be chucking threes right now.
Watson looks around and sees quite a bit of space underneath the rim. He decided to take it. Now play switches. Here's Ward. He's going to draw the foul.
They're going to call blocking on Lewis Jackson there.
Right underneath the rim, as you can see, just both players sitting in that semicircle underneath the rim. Daquan Brooks preparing to come into the game here for the A's. First time he's coming to the game in the second half. Obviously, Lewis Jackson making way. Jackson leaves the game with 8 points and 9 assists. Warren Ward at the line. And 83-75 in Game 1 of this Central Division semifinal. Watson chips it off to Daquan Brooks. 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Brooks off to Bryson Johnson, getting some significant minutes as well. Monks, corner three. Really needed that one to go. Whitfield will collect. Bryson Johnson, space for a three. Gets that one. Make it 84-78.
Huge basket from an Orangeville A's vet, Bryson Johnson. Nails that three-pointer. He's got some experience with big games, of course. Played March Madness for Bucknell.
Ryan Anderson for three on the other side. A fantastic answer back for the Bolts.
And we've seen this before with Ryan Anderson, where the Lightning maybe haven't played so well, and then Ryan Anderson just makes a ton of threes and bails them out. And I think that's a bit of what's happening here. They were going a little cold in the third quarter, but Ryan Anderson drills a couple and keeps the lead.
Capers collects the ball underneath.
Good spot by the ref, out of bounds there on Marcus Capers. He just had his toe on the line. Oh, no, they're saying...
It's gonna be a foul.
Oh.
No, I that was the first thought I had as well.
Well then.
You were wrong. That's okay.
Thank you for rubbing it in, Marty.
I was wrong too.
Okay. Let's be friends.
Akeem Scotland, the inbound. Here's Akeem Wright on the fade. Great dribble, great shot. Make it 89-78. We've got 50 seconds left in this third quarter. Johnson off to Whitfield. Here's Daquan Brooks, again the leader in the league in assists, around 9 assists per game. Takes it up, misses, ball's tipped, taken by Scott. Scott charging up the court, using his speed all the way to the hoop. Foul. And it's going to go against Orangeville once again. Looks like Bryson Johnson's going to be the culprit.
Bryson Johnson took quite the heavy hit, too. Unfortunate for him, he couldn't get the call to go his way.
Scott with 24 points, as you mentioned, Chris. We really haven't talked about it too much, but he's having a heck of a night.
Well, he's the only London Lightning player even over 13. Nick Okori sits at 13. Garrett Williamson sits at 11. Looking at the Orangeville A's, their best performance has been very far and away from Tyrone Watson with 19 points. Lewis Monks has 11, and Justin Moss has 13. Although he's been quite quiet in the second and third quarter. Looking at the rebounding stats, you've got 9 rebounds for Stephen Maxwell, 9 rebounds for Akeem Wright. And for Orangeville, you've got Jameson Tipping at 7, Justin Moss at 6, and Lewis Monks at 6 as well.
Whitfield misses the three, and London will get the ball back here. 4-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Now down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Scott. So Warren Ward. Now here's Ryan Anderson for three. Just short. Got 7 seconds to make something happen here. Daquan Brooks gains the zone. Switches it off here to Tyrone Watson, who can't finish. And that is how the third quarter will end. So the score after 3 quarters of play, London 91, Orangeville 78. We'll be back with a fourth and final quarter here at Budweiser Gardens. The fourth quarter of Game 1, London versus Orangeville. The Lightning with a considerable lead, the first seed in the Central Division, looking to take down the fourth seed in Game 1 of their series. Hakeem Wright unable to drain that one. The A's get a chance with the ball. Here's Bryson Johnson. Steps around a couple London Lightning players, works along the baseline. Great swat there by Ryan Anderson. Great defense here from London. Can they get the offense going? Capers.
Ooh.
That was Justin Moss with the block. Ball will follow to play. It looks like it's going to go Orangeville's way. So a stop any way you can, I suppose, especially if you're Justin Moss.
Well, that was a great play there from Moss to get back, hustle back, and looked like a bit of a volleyball meet from the London Lightning the way they were playing hot potato there, and ended up getting a nice little dunk attempt for Marcus Capers, but Justin Moss just able to disrupt it at the end.
Tyrone Watson at the top. Moves down to the bottom, and he gets 2. Make it 91-80. Of course, the A's had a pretty decent third quarter, the start of the third quarter anyways, but London battled back. They outscored Orangeville 37-35 in that frame. Here's Ryan Anderson for 3. Of course he's got it. Unbelievable stuff from Ryan Anderson. He's now got 10 points.
Huge performance from Ryan Anderson in this game. He hasn't played a ton of minutes, but he's done a lot with a little.
Dominic Cheek can't get that answer back 3, but there's Moss on the rebound. Watson loses the ball, but there's a foul call. It'll be the first of the quarter. 94-80. London with the lead. And they're going to make a change. Stephen Maxwell preparing to come into the game. Maxwell's played limited minutes tonight, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's because Coach Julius recognizes the fact that him and Justin Moss kind of cancel each other out. So by having him in there against Moss, it's kind of, you neutralize Stephen Maxwell just the same as you neutralize Justin Moss. And I think I like what the Lightning are doing on defense. They did in the first quarter, and they've gone back to it where as soon as the ball goes into a post player, whoever the guard on the wing is, cheats back inside and tries to pick the pocket of a defender. It ended up in a foul that time. But if they're able to get a clean shot of the ball, we've seen Watson have a little bit of a case of the fumbles in the first quarter, and if they can start forcing those turnovers again, it's a huge difference maker. For example, London has 20 points off of turnover in this game. Orangeville, only 7.
Watson now up to 22 points in the night after that free throw. Anderson hands it off to Maxwell along the baseline. What else do you want from Stephen Maxwell? Gets the and one off of Justin Moss, who's appealing to the referee. Maxwell's going to the line for a bonus shot.
Yeah, Maxwell, I think, just caught Moss in the face with his shoulder when he was going up there.
See Moss just having another quick chat with the referee and nothing doing. So he'll get set along the side of the key as Stephen Maxwell gets set to take his bonus.
Just to show you how much these teams are based on interior play. Looking at the points in the paint, it's 48 for the Orangeville A's, 42 for the London Lightning.
Well, I mean, and you can directly connect that to how, especially the A's have performed from beyond the arc. Only 22% from three-point land, but yeah, taking it down low. And even if you look at the stats on a percentage standpoint, the teams are basically even. Orangeville's shooting 47%, London 48%.
Part of the reason that number's so high, too, is because a lot of the play has been based on layups and interior post play and all that, because they're taking a lot of shots from close to the basket. I mean, the shot chart, you see like a couple of three-pointers spread across the court, and then you look on the inside, it's pretty much a three-pointer or right in the middle of the key that the shots are coming from in this game.
Jackson takes it off. This is a three-pointer. And that's going to be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against the A's. You can tell just Chris Chalmers not too thrilled with that call.
Well, I mean, knowing Chris Thomas and Kyle Julius and the way they like to talk to refs, these refs might want to invest in some earplugs before the series is done.
And even I don't know exactly which game it was between these two teams, but I can remember Julius and Thomas specifically mouthing off to each other from their technical areas or from their sidelines, and that was kind of interesting as well, seeing a couple coaches really get into it. And there you see Kyle Julius right in the middle there. Did he just get teed up?
I don't think so, but he might have.
Julius
Wouldn't be the first time.
Julius was right in the play. I don't know if you could see his gray suit, but he just kind of meandered into the referees in their gray shirts as well. You see Chris Thomas out on the court as well. Refs just trying to settle things down. Unsporting foul to Flendard Whitfield. That's right after he had that foul on the last play, and that's going to be it.
While we're talking fouls, let's take a look at those numbers for each team. Looking at the London Lightning, Ryan Anderson sits at 4, Marcus Capers 3, Akeem Wright 3, and Nick Okori at 3. Looking at the Orangeville A's, Jameson Tipping got himself in some trouble early. He's sitting at 5 fouls, has been for most of the second half. And Lewis Jackson, he's kind of a key contributor for the Orangeville A's, but he hasn't been able to stay in the game. He's got 4 fouls, and Justin Moss also sitting at 4. I think Lewis Jackson, we've seen him in and out of the game. I know they like to switch him out for Daquan Brooks a lot, but I think they'd like to have been able to play Lewis Jackson a bit more. He's got 10 assists in the game.
Inbound coming here from the game's leading scorer in the form of Keem Scott. Hands it off to Anderson. It's been interesting to see Ryan Anderson and Warren Ward on the court here in this third and fourth quarter. Maxwell going up for that rebound, but it's collected here by Flynn Whitfield. Having, two, real three-point shooters on the court after they initially were splitting time between them in the first half.
I think this is a point in the game where the London Lightning might miss a big guy like Nick Evans. Of course, Evans was suspended by the team for accumulation of technical fouls at inopportune times. And rather than take the suspension, he decided to split with the team. And I think he's a guy that they miss having on the interior, because when Stephen Maxwell's not in the game, they don't really have anyone who's really crashing and banging down low. Marcus Capers can try to fill that role, but it's not really his most natural fit. And I think this is a game where we've seen London kind of has a bit of trouble when they've got Maxwell out of the game at getting all those rebounds and getting those extra opportunities.
Well, Maxwell's in the game, and he's got the ball. Unreal play. You just saw him move into the key, completely open, easy play.
One of the best in the league at adjusting mid-air, and one of the best I've seen in NBL Canada ever.
Great rebound there by Maxwell again. It's weird when you start talking about him, he just starts doing everything. Oh my goodness, Akeem Scott. Another fantastic play.
Akeem Scott's had a lot of great games as a member of NBL Canada, and this is another one for him, maybe his best, a key playoff game, and he's got himself 26 points for the London Lightning. Akeem's got more of an all-rounder. He's not necessarily known for being the dynamic scorer, but tonight he's really been just aggressively charging the basket, and it's been that almost Dwayne Wade-like charging ability that's gotten him. You know, they've been kind of reckless at times, but most of the time when he's charging the basket, he's very much under control and able to get those 2 points, whereas we see Orangeville when they try to answer back and do the same thing. They, again, get a little out of control, lose the ball, crash into someone, and we actually saw London get them into some foul trouble by drawing a lot of charging calls early in the game, and that's part of why Justin Moss is sitting at 4, and we saw Jameson Tipping get caught by it 3 times.
Bryson Johnson with that J makes it a 20-point game. Just talking about Scott, he's left the game. Nick Okori replacing him. Tyshawn Patterson has also come in. Warren Ward making way. Lewis Jackson with a nice little finish, tidy finish at the rim there. Makes it 103-85, 8:35 left in this one. Quick update on the Windsor-Niagara game. The Express have a 70-57 lead. There's about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter there. Patterson tries to step around. Catches 2 Orangeville players jumping for the ball simultaneously. They both go to ground, and it's going to be a foul against Patterson by the looks of it.
Well, I think Cheek has to get teammate of the year because he picked both of them up. That's leadership.
Yeah, if that's how you're looking at it, I suppose.
But this game's getting a little bit out of hand here for the Orangeville A's. They are capable of scoring a bunch, so, you know, we've seen crazier things happen in NBL Canada, especially with regards to 20-point leads. We've seen them disappear in an instant before, but the Orangeville A's, they don't really want to have to do that, so they might want to just get themselves back in this game. I know they're sitting at 4 fouls, but I know he's sitting at 4 fouls, Justin Moss. But I'd be putting him back in the game and just kind of feeding him the ball right now because he's the guy that got you here. He's the guy that you have to hope can get you out of this trouble.
Coming into this series, many people predicted a 3-1 win for London, and I think that that's a fair representation of how dominant London has been, especially against Orangeville this season, but also how Orangeville can just shoot themselves into games.
Well, it speaks to their inconsistency too, though, that
100%.
People don't really favor Orangeville at all, but because they have that odd game where they just go off, people are still giving them that one, but unfortunately they haven't been able to string 2 games like that together.
Of course, they are guaranteed that one home game on Friday in Orangeville. The refs are going to blow that one down. Okori on the run along the baseline.
Been 42 fouls in this game.
It's not 60, but it's getting there. Of course, that's the total we saw.
We had 8 minutes.
Yeah. It's the total we saw last time these two teams met in the regular season, of course. Williamson on the inbound. 14 seconds on the shot clock. 8 minutes to go. Okori tries to back down Jackson. See Williamson on the run there. Okori misses the shot.
Great rebound there from Garrett Williamson, just tipping it out.
And Okori will collect that tip. Right, with some space up top. Moves past Tyrone Watson, drops it to Capers, and he slams.
Again, Capers not a natural guy to be playing in the paint, but he's done an excellent job doing that. And Kyle Julius used him that way in Mississauga last year, too. So while it's not his best fit, he's not unfamiliar with it. And it speaks to his versatility that he's able to excel in that role.
Okori at the top. 7.5 left. Patterson off to right. Now back to Capers. Wholesale changes coming out for the A's. It looks like Monks, Moss, and Brooks coming into the game. Williamson draws the N1.
And that's just vintage Garrett Williamson there. We haven't seen as much. He's had his injury problems, but between last game against Windsor and what we've seen from him this game, he seems to be rounding back into form. He's actually shot perfectly tonight. Perfect from the field, perfect from three-point land, which we've never seen. He's not much of a three-point shooter. And 2 from the line. He's going to go here and probably miss his first shot because I probably jinxed him, but try to continue his perfect shooting night.
He's going to try despite your best efforts. Chris is on the floor. He just dropped to the floor. I will continue. Brooks hands it off to Justin Moss. Gets the shot off, and it's good for 2. Chris, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Nope. Sorry, London Lightning fans, for jinxing that one.
Still a very impressive night, and even the 3 rebounds from Williamson. Limited numbers. He has the ball, or limited minutes rather. He has the ball there in motion.
One of the things London has been doing here is they're getting everyone a bunch of minutes, so no one's really playing too much. And of course, London's always had that depth that they can do that, but they're doing a good job making sure that not even looking at this game, but looking at the whole series, they're going to be resting a lot of their big guys.
Here's Lewis Monks. He'll take it back to Daquan Brooks. He's got an open 3. Lightning are just going to let him have it. They aren't going to let that man out of the ball, though. Justin Moss collecting the rebound. Johnson now back to Brooks. Now this is Monks. Of course, Orangeville with the fresh shot clock. He'll get the shot off, but there will be a foul call. Akeem Scott preparing to come in here for the Bolts.
See, now usually I would say when you get the rebound, kick it back out, reset, but I think that time Orangeville might have made a mistake by kicking it out. Pardon me. Justin Moss got that rebound, and then it was Tyshawn Patterson that was defending him. Big size mismatch, and I think one of the problems Orangeville has had in this game is identifying when they have those mismatches. We saw even all the way back in the first quarter, Jamison Tipping had a couple of opportunities where he was backing down on Akeem Scott and the ball never really came. And I think that's one of the things Orangeville is going to look at the tape and kind of kick themselves a bit is when they didn't take advantage of those opportunities.
Lewis Monks back at the line here. Made quite a number of appearances. This is his 8th and 9th shot from the charity stripe. Tipped, and the refs are going to call another foul here on a free throw. It looks like they're going to be another lane violation. That's 2 if you're counting at home. 2 in this game, of course. Another try from Monks and another miss. Wright will collect. We're halfway through the 4th quarter. London in a good spot here in Game 1 of this Central Division semifinal. Again, Game 2 on Wednesday. Have that game here. Same time, same place. Great dribbling here from Scott. He's got quite a bit of confidence on his great night. Doesn't have the execution that time, however. Watson down low, decent play, and he draws the N1.
Again, Capers tried to give the hard foul there, but Tyrone Watson, a very strong player, able to get the 2 points anyway as we see a timeout here.
We'll be right back with the rest of the 4th quarter. We Will Rock You rings through Budweiser Gardens as Warren Ward, or my apologies, I believe it's Tyrone Watson, rather, who's preparing to get the rock. 107-91. London with the lead. In a great spot to win Game 1 of this series. Again, a best-of-5 series. After the first round, everything's best of 7. The division finals, Central and Atlantic, are best of 7s, and the NBLC finals also best of 7. Corey with it. Shifts it off to Akeem Scott. It's Akeem Wright. Scott's got an open 3, but they're going to call a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Tyrone Watson up against Akeem Wright. Orangeville's managed to do a pretty good job on the boards tonight, Chris. They've actually managed to out-rebound London for most of it, which is definitely saying something considering you have the league's best rebounder, albeit he hasn't played significant minutes. This is Warren Ward missing that 3. But if Orangeville were to lose this game, there are a lot of positives for Chris Thomas to take out of it.
Yeah, I think the one that they're going to kick themselves over, aside from missed matchups, is 65% from free throws. And I do like the fact we mentioned off the top that they can't fall in love with the three-pointer if they get down. At this point, I would say start chucking away like it's 107-92, but still, when the game was close, they didn't fall in love with the three-point shot, and I think that's one of the things that they can look at going into the rest of the series as a positive, that they didn't fall into the trap of trying to keep up with London too aggressively.
Bryson Johnson, you mentioned the chucking. He gets that one to go.
Yeah, now's the time to start firing away.
Make it 107-95. Long pass there, a switch over to Akeem Wright. He's got the ball. Tyrone Watson staring him down. Here's Scott, looking to find a bit of space. Brooks having to walk around Justin Moss on that relaxed pick. Akeem Wright with the answer back 3. He misses. Now here comes Brooks. He can shoot a 3. Tries to work around Scott. Now here's Justin Moss. He'll take it up. He'll draw the foul. So a decent possession there by the Orangeville A's. And a timeout by Carl Julius and the London Lightning. An interesting move if you're Julius, just to try to control the game.
Yeah, it's just a case of the fact that the London Lightning, obviously a 12-point lead still isn't a bad lead to have, but what he's looking to do with this timeout is just kind of kill any chance of a comeback by the Orangeville A's and make sure that they can't really get back into this game. So I think it's a good timeout to take. It's 12 points isn't 20. They don't have a 20-point lead anymore. It was an 8-0 run there by the Orangeville A's.
Let's talk about the players that Orangeville has decided not to play tonight. We don't know about Boniford. He just came back from injury, but he's definitely a good depth piece. But Eric Copes is another guy, a big guy that I know that you're particularly fond of. We've seen good games from him for sure.
Yeah, I think Eric Copes is a guy I thought we'd see more of. I'm not sure if that's an injury situation or not. I don't know why we haven't seen him. But one of the things about Eric Copes that surprises me with his not appearing is last time Orangeville was here in London, he had 17 points. He actually had a very nice game. And he's a guy that you can spell Justin Moss with and not give up too much size in the lineup. And really, in terms of the front court, it's been Justin Moss and Tyrone Watson, with Flenard Whitfield filling that third big role. And I like Flenard Whitfield, but I feel like Eric Copes is a guy who's been effective against London before and might have deserved a look in this one. But again, he may be injured. I'm not sure. I don't know the situation. I didn't get a chance to find out. But Eric Copes is a guy who I thought we might see some of.
Justin Moss at the line here. 2 shots coming. He'll miss that first one. Drain this one will make it an 11-point game. Again, 4:29 left in the fourth, game 1.
Approaching the 60 foul mark.
Just give it time. We'll get there. We'll get there. And is this another lane violation? It is. That's now 3 if you're counting at home.
If someone bet on 3 lane violations and Leicester City winning, they'd have a lot of money.
I'm pretty sure they'd have the exact same. Odds. Congratulations, Leicester City, winning the Premier League. 5,001 odds. Good thing I put 50 cents on there. I didn't put money on that. Wish I did.
Well, I wish I'd put some money on 3 lane violations in a game. That's got to be a 5,001 odd.
Yeah, well, yeah, for sure.
I think they've all been against London, haven't they?
I don't think so. But Corey gets that one up. I think Tom Hanks put $100 on Leicester winning the league.
Oh, because he needs more money.
Yeah, he said he did, but come on. That would be amazing. Justin Moss, speaking about amazing, great play getting some space down low, makes it 107-98. It's a 9-point game.
And this is where Orangeville is at their best. They've been moving the ball around. They've been getting Justin Moss involved, and now they've got themselves clawing their way back yet again. Only down 9 now.
Warren Ward finds some space for Scott, but the refs are going to blow things down. Something between Wright and Bryson Johnson.
And they're going to give it to Wright.
Lightning over the limit, so... well, obviously the play wasn't on the other side, but again, another foul just keeps adding up. Daquan Brooks moves it across half. 3:30 on the clock. Quick pass off to Johnson. Gets the shot. It's a tough one. He gets it to go. Bryson Johnson, the hot hand tonight, makes it 107-101.
Maybe a little revenge here from the Orangeville A's. Remember, last time they were here in London, London played not so great for 3 quarters, but had a great 4th quarter, bring themselves back and ended up winning that game. Maybe Orangeville doing a bit of the same here tonight, as Watson, I think, is going to get called for a foul, and he does not like it.
It's definitely a bad time to take a foul because we'll see Akeem Wright go to the line for London. Marcus Capers making way here for, or coming in rather, Warren Ward making way. Again, Wright at the line.
Again, a lack of discipline in this game. That's 56 fouls. 64% free throw shooting from the Orangeville A's. Could be a reason they're not quite as close as they'd like to be in this game, as we see Akeem Wright able to drain the first. You know, it's one of those things, free throw shooting is a skill that often gets taken for granted. And it's one of those skills that a lot of players, when they're overseas in Europe, they take contract year after year. They aren't really in the same place for a long time. They have to develop their other skills. So they kind of end up not developing their free throw shooting as much as they'd like. And that's kind of what happens in this league, as we've seen lower free throw shooting totals. And Bryson Johnson is going to go to the line here. I'll delay that thought, as I think Bryson Johnson is... Are they saying he pushed off?
Same play as last score there from Johnson. Yeah.
Oh, no, they're calling it against London here. But they're not calling it a shooting foul.
Maybe the ball tipped out off of him because he did airball it. It fell right out of play. Monks, he can shoot a 3. He's going to take it down low instead. He's going to draw a foul. So Monks will go to the line as the Orangeville A's continue to try to bite into this London Lightning lead, 109-101.
Just going back to that thought I had on free throw shooting, a lot of the time when these guys who do contract after contract after contract, they don't stay in the same place very often. So they're looking to develop the skills that'll get them their next contract. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what happens is that free throw shooting kind of gets left by the wayside, because, you know, no one's really gone out and signed a player for a 90% free throw shooting, you know? So that's kind of an interesting thing looking at NBL Canada. London's actually had one of their better free throw shooting games of the season at 80%, but Orangeville at only 64%, something they're going to need to work on.
Well, in jumping league to league, we've talked a lot about the transition from European leagues to the NBL. And, you know, if you were trying to line up that NBL contract, you're right. You'd be working on different stuff.
Well, it's not like the NBA where you can have a guy sign a 5-year contract for however $1 million and just work on their free throws exclusively. Like, you got to develop everything.
Scott takes it to the hoop, takes a hand in the face by the looks of it, but it doesn't matter. 111-102. London with the lead, Orangeville with the ball. Both teams with 7 fouls. 2.5 left. Foul. And it's going to go against Lewis Monks.
I think they're going to say that was a push-off. Garrett Williamson there defending him. And now Orangeville, where they once had a little bit of life, it's starting to creep out of them again. as London's up 111-102 with 2:37 left.
Chris Thomas animated on the sidelines. I think that'll be the word I use there. Definitely not a call that he'd like to see, especially at this part of the game.
Well, I don't think any of the calls have necessarily been wrong, but it's definitely frustrating as a coach to watch the referee kind of blow down all of your plays.
High pressure there. Here's Akeem Wright. He'll drain it.
Oh, that adjustment was beautiful. With Justin Moss incoming, he's able to adjust his body and get 2 clutch points for the London Lightning.
Tyrone Watson takes it up, and it's good. Again, that full court pressure. They nearly got the ball. I believe that was off of Nick Okori in that little stretch, but the ball just tipped out, and obviously lots of space down low. 2 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. This is Garrett Williamson taking it up and down. Here we go. 115-104. London stretching it out a little bit. Back and forth stuff here at Budweiser Gardens to close out game one. Daquan Brooks steps over, finds a bit of space. It's tipped. And now here comes a 3-on-1. Here's Nick Okori. Oh, can't get that one.
Ooh, bad miss.
Monks. He's got lots of space. He's just going to take it up to the hoop, and Wright's going to let him have it. 115-106, a minute and a half left.
Well, at this point, if you're right, it's not worth it to take the foul. Give him the 2 points and make sure you can kill the clock. I think they're going to call a foul. They're calling a foul on Orangeville.
Thomas and much of the Orangeville bench visibly upset by that call.
I should say our broadcast booth is quite far away from the Orangeville bench, but I think I can see a vein coming out of his head from here.
Yeah, that's an interesting call for sure. Again, away from the ball before the inbound even happened. 115-106. Orangeville, they've got to be quick and they've got to be clinical as well. Johnson able to keep the ball in. No, he's not. They say he stepped over. Backcourt violation, so London will get the ball. And they're up. One thing you can't say about the referees tonight is that they haven't been assertive, I'd say, in the calls. There are definitely some things that some refs would let slide for sure, like even the lane violations, not be that specific. But one thing you can say about the refs, they've been very, very consistent in terms of the calls that they're making, and they're calling virtually everything. That's going to be Lewis Monk's 4th foul. Keep in mind a quick update on the foul situation right now. Looks like still Jameson tipping at 5. You've also got Nick Okori at 5 as well.
Marcus Capers fouled out.
Of course, and Ryan Anderson also at 5. Garrett Williamson at the line.
Gotta make your free throws.
Brooks takes it up. You got to make your free throws. It's true. Brooks takes it. It's tipped around, collected there by Stephen Maxwell. A very aggressive rebound, and he's able to get out of the pressure there right under his own rim. Great pass there from Scott. Stretches the floor. Williamson takes it back to Scott. It's going to step around Brooks. We've got a minute to go. Okori works past Monks. Oh, no look pass to Maxwell. Unfortunately, couldn't go.
And the press defense that time working out for the Orangeville A's.
There's a timeout by the A's, 115-106. London with the lead. They're cruising towards a Game 1 win here in this 5-game series. What are your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, I think it's kind of been interesting in the fact that both teams are kind of doing the same thing, just one simply doing it better than the other right now. And I think, I'm not going to lie, as a fan, I would have liked the refs to have played a little less of a role. That is a foul number 60 that we saw there. And it's kind of a difficult game to stay involved in when you're a player and there's that much starting and stopping. Looking at some of the stats, you've got Akeem Scott, 30 points. Big game for him. 15 from Garrett Williamson and Stephen Maxwell. Maxwell actually has the double-double with 11 rebounds. Akeem Wright has a double-double himself, kind of filling every stat. 13 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. And Nick Okori also has 13. Looking at the Orangeville A's, you've got a huge effort from Tyrone Watson with 27 points. 18 from Justin Moss. He also has 10 rebounds. He's got the double-double. 15 points from Lewis Monks, most of those in the second half of the game. That's pretty good. And Bryson Johnson sitting at 14 points. Lewis Jackson, 11 points, 11 assists.
51 seconds left in game one of this series. Another update from Windsor. The Express actually just took down the Niagara River Lions 95-80. So a very one-sided affair in Windsor between the number 2 and number 3 seeds. That's going to be a very interesting series. I think that the River Lions would definitely keep that game closer, but regardless, they've yet to go back to the Meridian Center. Of course, that'd be game 3 and 4. Great finish there by Lewis Monks, and here comes the full court press by the A's. 115-108. Ball's tipped there, but still manages to get to a Corey. Lots of long passes here from the Lightning, and now they'll settle things down. Wright holds on to it. 30 seconds to go now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wright down low, finds some space. He's going to be fouled.
You know, if I was Orangeville, I might have intentionally fouled there and try and save some more time off the clock. In fact, I'm rather surprised that they didn't. And now, not only did you let London burn a ton of clock, but you also have you also sent him to the line anyway. So why didn't you just foul in the first place?
The first shot's good there from Hakeem Wright. 25.2 on the clock. He gets it to go. And a timeout by the A's, so London wins game 1.
Certainly looks like it.
Game 2, you're Chris Thomas. That's you still have to play another game on the road. It's a 2-2-1 setup. Wednesday is going to be a tough one for the A's because, well, we don't know about Botifer, we don't know about Copes, but there need to be some significant adjustments made.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the problem, you look at the Orangeville A's, a lot of their troubles came in the fourth quarter. Maybe it could be some tired legs out there, so Coach Thomas might want to be working his bench a bit more in the next game.
Of course, Wednesday, we'll bring you game 2 here from Budweiser Gardens. And then the series will shift to Orangeville for the 2 games. As I said, it's a 2-2-1 setup in terms of the playoffs, in terms of how these 5-game series pan out. Of course, then series will shift to Orangeville on the 6th. That's a Friday. And then they'll play on the Sunday as well, a 2 p.m. start there. If it goes to a 5th and final game, that'll take place on the 12th here at Budweiser Gardens. That's next Thursday. Inbound here.
Gotta be quick.
This is Daquan Brooks looking for the 3. He gets it off and looked good, but Nick Okori will collect and the Orangeville A's will foul. Well, we expected a lot of fouls in this game, and that delivered. There's no 5,000-1 odds in that. But
no. 62 fouls in the game.
It's very significant in terms of even how this series is going to go on moving forward. That's again, that's quite a number to see. Nick Okori misses that first shot.
Thing I do enjoy, a fan yelling "shoot" during a free throw.
Pass it. No. Shoot. Daquan Brooks with possession here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lewis Monks gets a 3 off, and with 11 seconds, he's going to go to the line as well. So again, the London Lightning take game 1 of this series in control for most of it. Save for the third quarter when Orangeville pulled it tight. I think they had a 2-point deficit. They never quite tied it up or took the lead, but they pulled it close before London turned the Jets on once again to take game 1. And if you missed that earlier, then well, if you shifted over from the Windsor-Niagara game, good to have you with us. Again, the Express take down the River Lions 95-80. Very significant win there for the Express. A bit of a statement win in game 1 in Windsor. Their game 2 will also take place on Wednesday. Tomorrow, no games on the NBLC playoff schedule. Of course, these are the 2 opening games. Halifax and the Island Storm will also kick off on Wednesday. So Lewis Monks goes to the line. It's that first one to go. Sitting at 18 points, 7 rebounds, 5 fouls. And that's going to be a timeout by the London Lightning. Your player of the game, Chris, it's got to be Akeem Scott, right?
I would think so for the London Lightning. He's done an excellent job. And he was the one leading the charge when the Lightning really pulled away in the third quarter there. And he's just done an excellent job of being the floor general and point guard for them. Looking at Orangeville, though, I mean, Tyrone Watson had a heck of a game. Other than a couple of turnovers that he probably wants back, he's had a near flawless game. For most of the game, he was shooting 100%. And then Justin Moss has stepped it up a bit, but I really don't understand how Justin Moss only has 10 attempts. He's been Orangeville's best player all year long. When they were down 20, he's the guy I would have been force-feeding the ball and just be like, here's the ball, go get us back in the game. But instead, the A's, who have done a nice job of keeping it closer than it was, just didn't leave themselves enough time to fully close the gap.
So again, game 1, pretty well in the books here at Budweiser Gardens. Decent crowd on the Monday night. As we mentioned before, the only Monday night game in London's schedule here this whole season. Usually Mondays, Tuesdays, and even Wednesdays are days off in the league. Most of the games obviously following late in the week. 11 seconds on the clock in the fourth. Ryan Anderson gets set on the inbound as crowd's on their feet or heading to the stands, or the stairs, I should say, rather.
Not sure why they would even bother fouling at this point.
So again, London takes game 1, 118 to 110. They win game 1 of this Central Division semifinal. Chris, your final thoughts on this game? It's pretty much already been said.
Well, this game kind of played out the way we thought it would. London and Orangeville, they play very similar styles, and London just did it better. So good job by the London Lightning. They executed on their game plan. They got good nights out of literally everyone. Of everyone who touched the floor, other than Tyshawn Patterson, all have 9+ points. So they got a great effort from just about every single player who touched the floor for the London Lightning. And that's pretty much all the Lightning can ask for. Looking at the Orangeville A's, I think they know what they need to do better. I think they need to go to a guy like Justin Moss, and I think they really need to understand the fact that they're not going to beat London on depth, so you have to let your star players be stars. And I think that's what the Orangeville A's will have to look to next game.
Of course, next game on Wednesday here at Budweiser Gardens, we will have that game for you. Game 2 of this Central Division semifinal between London and Orangeville. So for all of us here, just like to sign off here from Budweiser Gardens. The final score, London 118, Orangeville 110.